What if a single act of kindness from a billionaire could turn a forgotten homeless man's life into an extraordinary miracle? Stick around to discover how one rainy night changed everything forever. You won't believe the twist that sparked a chain of events leading to unimaginable success. The city lights flickered like distant stars against the darkening sky as Alexander Thorne stepped out of his sleek black limousine, the rain pattering relentlessly on the umbrella held by his chauffeur. Alexander, a self-made billionaire whose tech empire spanned continents, was no stranger to the opulence that surrounded him: private jets, sprawling mansions, and boardrooms where fortunes were made and broken in mere minutes. Yet on this particular evening in the heart of New York, something felt off, a nagging emptiness that no amount of wealth could fill. He adjusted his tailored suit, worth more than most people's annual salaries, and hurried toward the entrance of his favorite upscale restaurant, where a crucial business dinner awaited. The streets were alive with the hustle of evening commuters, umbrellas bobbing like ships in a storm. But Alexander's mind was elsewhere, replaying the day's negotiations that had netted him another multi-million-dollar deal. As he crossed the sidewalk, his polished shoes splashing through shallow puddles, he nearly collided with a huddled figure slumped against the wall of a dimly lit alley. The man was ragged, his clothes threadbare and soaked, a cardboard sign at his feet reading "Anything helps, God bless." Alexander paused, his instinct to keep walking warring with an unfamiliar tug at his conscience. The homeless man, whose name he would soon learn was Marcus Reed, looked up with weary eyes that held a depth of stories untold. Marcus had once been a promising engineer, but a series of tragedies, a factory shutdown, a debilitating illness, and the loss of his family, had stripped him of everything, leaving him to survive on the unforgiving streets for over a decade. Alexander, in a moment of uncharacteristic impulse, reached into his pocket and pulled out a crisp $100 bill, dropping it into the man's battered cup. But as he turned to leave, Marcus's voice croaked out, "Wait, sir, that's more than I've seen in months." "Why?" Alexander stopped, rain dripping from his umbrella, and for the first time in years, he truly looked at someone outside his world of luxury. "Because everyone deserves a chance," he replied, though the words felt hollow even to him. Little did he know, this small act was the catalyst for a miracle that would upend both their lives. As the evening progressed, Alexander couldn't shake the encounter. During his dinner with investors, his mind wandered back to Marcus, wondering if that bill would make any real difference. Meanwhile, Marcus stared at the money in disbelief, his hands trembling not from the cold but from a flicker of hope he hadn't felt in ages. He decided to use it wisely, not on fleeting comforts, but on a bus ticket to a nearby shelter where he could clean up and perhaps seek job leads. The next day, Alexander woke in his penthouse overlooking Central Park, the memory of the previous night lingering like a dream. He sipped his imported coffee, scrolling through emails, when a news alert popped up about a rising homelessness crisis in the city. It struck him then. His act was insignificant in the grand scheme, a drop in an ocean of need. Driven by an inexplicable urge, he instructed his assistant to locate the man from the alley, using the company's vast resources, surveillance footage, facial recognition tech from his own apps. Hours later, they found Marcus at the shelter, applying for a low-wage job at a local warehouse. Alexander, intrigued, arranged a discreet meeting, posing as a philanthropist interested in stories of resilience. When they met in a quiet cafe, Marcus shared his past, how he had invented a prototype for an energy-efficient device years ago, but poverty had buried it in obscurity. Alexander's eyes widened. As a tech mogul, he recognized the potential immediately. "Show me," he said, and Marcus pulled out faded blueprints from his tattered backpack. What followed was a whirlwind. Alexander offered Marcus a temporary position in his company's R&D lab, not out of pity, but genuine curiosity. Marcus, hesitant at first, accepted, stepping into a world of glass-walled offices and cutting-edge tools that felt like a parallel universe. Days turned into weeks as Marcus refined his invention, with Alexander providing resources but stepping back to let the man shine. Colleagues whispered about the homeless genius, But Marcus proved them wrong, his mind sharp despite years on the streets. Alexander found himself mentoring Marcus, sharing business acumen while learning humility in return. One evening, as they worked late, Marcus revealed a personal secret. He had a daughter he hadn't seen in years, lost to the system after his downfall. Alexander, moved, used his connections to track her down, reuniting them in a tearful moment that softened his hardened heart. But challenges arose. Rivals in the tech world caught wind of the project and attempted sabotage, leaking false stories about Marcus's past to discredit him. Alexander fought back, leveraging his influence to protect his new protege. Through it all, their bond grew, transforming from benefactor and beneficiary to true friends. As the chapter of initial help unfolded, the small act evolved into a partnership that promised innovation, but shadows loomed. Would external forces derail the miracle before it fully sparked? The rain that had started it all seemed a distant memory, yet its echoes rippled through their lives, setting the stage for transformations neither could foresee. Alexander began questioning his isolated existence, volunteering at shelters and advocating for social change, while Marcus regained his confidence, dreaming of a future beyond survival. Their story spread quietly through company halls, inspiring others to acts of kindness. But the real test was yet to come, as the invention neared completion and the world waited unknowingly for its impact. In quiet moments, Alexander reflected on that fateful night, realizing that helping Marcus was helping himself rediscover purpose. Marcus, in turn, vowed to pay it forward, mentoring younger homeless individuals at the shelter. The chapter closed on a high note, with the prototype succeeding in initial tests, but a cliffhanger loomed. A corporate espionage attempt threatened to steal the design, forcing Alexander and Marcus into a high-stakes alliance. With the prototype humming to life in the lab, Alexander Thorne and Marcus Reed stood side by side, the glow of success illuminating their faces amid the whir of machinery and the scent of fresh innovation. The device, a compact energy converter that could revolutionize renewable power for underserved communities, was no longer a faded blueprint but a tangible reality, thanks to Alexander's resources and Marcus's ingenuity. Yet, as the second chapter of their extraordinary journey began, storm clouds gathered on the horizon. Corporate spies, tipped off by a disgruntled insider, infiltrated the company, aiming to pilfer the design for a rival firm. Alexander, ever the strategist, heightened security, but the damage was done. Leaks appeared in tech forums, painting Marcus as an unreliable fraud. Undeterred, the duo pressed on, working tirelessly to patent the invention before it could be stolen. Marcus, now housed in a modest apartment courtesy of Alexander, reconnected deeply with his daughter, Elena, who had grown into a talented artist struggling in the city. Their reunions were heartfelt, filled with apologies and promises, as Marcus shared tales of his street life and the billionaire who had given him a second chance. Alexander, witnessing this, felt a warmth he hadn't known since his own family's passing years ago, prompting him to open up about his loneliness despite his billions. As the project advanced, media caught wind of the story, a billionaire uplifting a homeless inventor, and it went viral, with interviews and features highlighting the miracle sparked by kindness. Public support surged, donations poured into related charities, and Alexander's company stock soared. But jealousy brewed. The rival CEO, Victor Hale, a cutthroat competitor from Alexander's past, launched a smear campaign, digging up Marcus's old medical records to question his stability. In a tense boardroom confrontation, Alexander defended Marcus fiercely, declaring, "This isn't just business, it's about humanity." The battle escalated when hackers targeted the lab, nearly erasing critical data, but Marcus's quick thinking, drawing from survival instincts honed on the streets, restored it from a hidden backup. Amid the chaos, a miracle unfolded. The device not only worked but exceeded expectations, powering an entire test village off-grid with minimal cost. Governments took notice, offering grants, and NGOs partnered for global distribution. Marcus, once invisible, became a symbol of resilience, speaking at conferences where he credited Alexander's small act as the spark. Yet personal trials tested them. Alina fell ill, echoing Marcus's past, and Alexander spared no expense on treatment, solidifying their family-like bond. Victor's schemes culminated in a lawsuit claiming intellectual theft, but evidence from Alexander's team exposed the espionage, leading to Victor's downfall and a massive settlement. With victory secured, the invention launched worldwide, lifting millions out of energy poverty and earning Marcus a fortune of his own. Alexander, transformed, established a foundation for homeless innovators, with Marcus as co-chair. Their story inspired a book and film, but the true miracle was internal. Alexander found fulfillment beyond wealth, and Marcus reclaimed his dignity. As the chapter drew to a close, they stood on a rooftop overlooking the city, toasting to small acts that spark miracles, vowing to continue changing lives. The rain returned that night, a gentle reminder of where it all began, washing away the past and nurturing new beginnings. In the end, the billionaire and the once homeless man proved that kindness, no matter how small, can ignite chains of events leading to profound change, encouraging others to look beyond appearances and extend a hand.